All right, and this week in Hello Dr. Dan, we went over exceptions and what to do to get around them so that your code doesn't explode in the big red fiery mess. So um, we were, for the example, divided by 21, and when we put the right numbers in, it worked great. But when we put something that didn't work, then it exploded, and we were trying to get around that. So we used the do catch finally way of that, so we can try the code that we think might have an error in it or could possibly have an error. And if it does throw an error, we can catch it with the different types of exceptions. Um, we can have multiple different catch um, parts, but they want to hire from the hierarchy from most specific to least specific, and then at the end we usually want to put a general exception in case there's some other type of exception. We went over a little bit of the hierarchy of those exceptions, and then we also want to put a do while so that the program doesn't just exit if you don't put the right one, input, but it'll keep going until you enter something that is valid. We learned um, the J option pane, which is another way to get input. It's basically like a simple little GUI, has different things that you pass into it and different error messages. You can make them so it doesn't get the big red one all the time, but it can tell you what you did wrong, divide by zero error, those types of things, arithmetic, and that kind of has to do with the hierarchy of the errors. And then finally, we also made our custom exception classes. So we could make a class that is our specific type of exception we're looking for. And we could, without even being the writer of the user account, for example, we can have that error pop up if you don't give the correct input. So the dual catch finally was definitely the most interesting to me because we always have the big error blow ups when we get something wrong, but now we know how to avoid having the big blow ups and we can make something that's um, more readable and easy and put a finally at the end that'll work all the time. So that's what we did this week. And hello.